Hello, hello everyone. How is it going? Hope you are having a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend yesterday and you're having a good one day too. So, yeah, how's it going, everyone? How's it going? We are back live, and I'm gonna continue working on the application that we have been working on, which is image upload or image upload, and it's basically so here, just a second, I'll quickly uh, start up this thing in here. So node bin, uh, node mod index, image server. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think we can now look up the application. Yeah, so this is the application, and since the application loaded up the first time, it actually had the state where it actually had memory. Sorry. So it actually stores your preference. That's why it came up as dark. But I don't know if that is a good idea because one of the requirements of this particular thing was that your um, the first time you land on the page has to be a light theme. But yeah, we'll see. Just give me 1 second. I will quickly share this with. Okay, cool. I think we're good here and we can get started. Okay, so talking about the project itself, so basically this is an image upload application where you have a drag and drop section. So I can just go and uh, go to my downloads in here. So yeah, so this here, which is my thumbnail, is a um, 16:9 aspect ratio. And if I do that, I can drag and drop this file. And once I drag and drop, it actually comes into the container itself. But the only problem here is there's a little bit of gap in here, if you can see in here, right? So if I turn this dark, it probably is better. A little bit of gap in between the margin and this particular section. So this was a good learning last time where, we learned something called object fit. And object fit is something which it fits your internal image. I'm guessing so, internal element. Okay, it fits your internal element within the parent div or within the parent container, and depending on what kind of attribute you give, it can be fill, which means it'll fill it up, or you can give contain, it'll contain itself. And I think what we do is contain. Where is my UI? I guess this is my UI. Yeah, so object fit. Yeah, so we do contain, and then there is something called fill, contain, cover. And yeah, so if you do fill, it will fill up the entire space without cropping things and all that. Sorry, with actually cropping things and all that. But yeah, now here's the thing. So if I click on share, so right now, okay, so right now, let me just copy this. So I have something on my clipboard just to showcase. I hope it's visible. My screen is not big, but I hope it's, you can probably font and make this screen for the time being. Okay. Okay, so I guess now it's visible a little bit better. So if I do this and if I copy this, I'm pasting it right now. So as you can see, this is being pasted. This is just to showcase that if I do a share in here, it's gonna copy the link in the URL. Sorry, the link of the sorry, excuse me. I hope that was not too yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is that if I click on share, as you can see, the button did a little bit of transition in here, animation to showcase that, okay, you clicked on it. And if you do that, if I do Control V, it pasted this particular URL, right? And what I can do is I can just go. That is sus, buddy. That is sus. Wait, did I copy something else? How did I copy something else? Okay, let me just go here. Let's do a share. Okay, this works. So if I do this, it's going to download the image right here. And you see it downloaded it. So this is what the entire thing is about. And here, if I click download, it's supposed to directly go to the Azure Blob Store and download it, because what we are doing is pre-signed URL download. This is basically the pre-signed URL download stuff that we are doing. But here it doesn't work. Here it doesn't work in that way. If you look at the console, it actually gives you a CORS issue. No access control allow origin. So Azure, I mean, I don't know why I thought it differently. So Azure also being a service or a server, it needs to take care of CORS, right? So nobody can just directly, even though it's an open URL, if you're downloading from the browser, it's fine. But if you're doing it, like if you're downloading using curl and all that is fine. But if you do a fetch, it becomes a JavaScript thing. So it's more programmatic, I would say. So I guess that is why where it actually blocks your access control. Maybe it's a good thing to deep dive into how they do it. Sorry. Yeah, how they do it. But before that, I would like to, work on a couple of things. The first thing is toaster, progress bar on upload, handle errors, download the image. So maybe I'll first actually download the image. And what I'm thinking here is that, what I'm thinking here is that when I say download the image, it's basically going to proxy to our own application. So there is something called, I do not remember what the name was. I faced a similar kind of issue when I was creating my own, blog post. By the way, I do write, it's not much, but I'm tending to write more about engineering stuff. And if possible, I used to do a lot of travel and photography. So I had just one blog way back, so I just ported that from WordPress. But yeah, I'll be trying to write more on things, and you can visit preagday.com if you're interested in blog post and all, and basically more of a journal of how I've been solving different problems and interesting things that I've come across. That is what I'll tend to write more on. Cool. Sorry. So working on this, so if I go to my resume, you can see there's a resume right here. But the most important part is, which I have actually removed, there was a download button right here. So if I downloaded it, it would directly download as a PDF. Now I actually removed it because it stopped working, and I did a very stupid idea back then. So I started, this is as 2024, I guess I have to update that. But anyways, when I first started actually working on that, and it makes sense because I didn't update anything after 2024. So when I add an article this year, I guess, so I have to be a little bit more, regular on working on this. But yeah, okay. So coming to the point where, there was download button, it would trigger an Azure, it would basically download the URL, PDF from a bucket or Blob Store. The problem there was also the same, where I was getting CORS issue. So I solved it by a proxy layer. I forgot what exactly it's called. There was a specific application which helps in a Heroku proxy. Okay, I could install it on Heroku. It gives a public URL and you call that. But here, what we have is, we already have our own proxy, or some sort of proxy, if I say, right? We have our own application. We have our own application where we are, integrating everything. So why not just create download API, and that will help us proxy things. But saying that, it kind of means that, we have to do a little bit of change in here. So what is the change that we have to work on, right? What is the change that we have to? So ideally speaking, for anything, you probably might need an ID, and that particular ID would be like, okay, you give me an ID, and I'm gonna, sorry, sorry, I'm gonna say that, okay, your URL name is that, like, you pass in that particular ID. But here, for that metadata storage, I would need another Postgres or MongoDB server to actually store the metadata, which I was thinking at before, but this seems a very simple application to bring that in. Okay, I already have plans to, I mean, it's again a good technology to explore, but again, I thought, okay, we can actually look at that later on, since I already have plans for, data storage. Yeah, awesome. Keeps giving me, why is it? Yeah. Okay. So it basically says that, okay, my phone keeps. So I'll move that, yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna just return back the ID, and I'm gonna return back the blob name, right? So if I go here in Azure, so yeah, I have a bunch of these stuff in here, and I'm planning to just remove those stuff. Okay, anyways, cool. Back to our thing here. So first of all, we would like to make a change in what was the call. It's called route. So in here we have to return back something. Previously we were not sending back something, and in here we have to return back something, which means this guy needs to return back something. The question is, URL makes sense because you have to put it in the location. Sorry, but then it needs to also return back the blob name. Okay, the blob name itself. So here is something that I would like to make change in. Like to make a change in. So if I look at the SaaS URL, what it does is the blob name is the blob name, but in here we can actually use the file name that the user gave us. We can use the file name. So first thing first, I guess we can call this ID. Let's call this ID for now. Okay, so we replace the name with ID, and you upload this guy. Cool, no issues. But in here, where do you create the SaaS thingy? Okay, so you create the SaaS thingy here, but in here you don't get the file name. So let's not take stuff in. Let's take the file in. Okay, let's take the file in. So const size is file.size, and buffer should be file buffer. I guess everything else falls in place. Okay, const file name is file.name, I'm guessing so. Not sure if that's the correct thing, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, cool. So you have the URL, because this is the URL, and then you have the MIME type. Okay, so we didn't extract the MIME type. Is this? Okay. So you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Okay, so you upload it. Okay, cool. Then once you start generating this thing, what I would like to do here is, again, the file. Let's pass the file name itself, right? So if you pass the file name itself, my bad. If you pass the file name itself, that kind of, now makes sense. But in here, I now cannot resolve this guy. Right. So what I want to do is, URL is this. So let's do that. So this needs to go under this thing here. Then you have this. Then you have this thing. I think that makes sense. And what I want to do is promise.resolve. So URL is URL and ID is ID. Something like that. And maybe we can inline it. Yeah, this makes sense to me. This makes sense to me. This makes sense to me. So when you get the call at server dot routes, here you get this particular call. So here you just don't get this URL. You get the ID and the URL, and you send this URL back. But in here you say this is the ID, and this can also be, because you have to give it a, yeah. That is basically it. Now let's see if we broke something or not. So if I go here in our API stuff, if I do this, something went wrong. Okay, so what did go wrong? I'm not quite sure what went wrong. Okay, so let's actually do this thing. Okay, so yeah, I guess this is fine for now, and you just don't have to do this. This is this. Okay, cool. No file uploaded. What are you talking about? Why is the... Okay, something is off, but that's fine. So let's actually try and upload this file. 1.4 MB and it should be good. Something went wrong. Okay, so please tell me what went wrong. That is sus. It's not giving me any errors at all. Not even sure what's going on right now. Okay, so it's main thread from this thing here. Okay, cool. So okay, let's try to debug this thing. It's definitely broke something. So if I do a git stash in here, just revert my changes. Okay, now if I send this, whoops. So I definitely messed up something in here. Okay, no issues. We'll fix that. So if you go to blob service, where do you? I know exactly what happened. Okay. Git stash up. Okay, so we bring the changes back and we send this, and it breaks. I don't know why there is no logs coming up in here. That is really weird, but I exactly know what the issue is, and thanks to JavaScript it never complains because it's the stupidest language. I changed this to a file. Thank you. Finally it works. Okay, cool. Yeah, finally it works. That's cool. Now let's start getting working in here where if this particular thing works or not, right? So if I go back here, I go here, delete. I want to delete everything. Just why can you not delete everything together? So I definitely need a script to delete everything together. Yeah, whatever. So now if I upload this, it uploads, and if I refresh this guy, this is working fine. Okay, well, I think it's working fine as of now. Okay, working fine as of now. And when you say share, still gives you that particular till now everything works fine. Okay, till now everything works fine. Maybe we can patch this thing. So I say yes, I say yes. This is also refactor post API to send back the ID. Okay. There's still an issue where this thing actually says, oh, this is the file name. So this is the file name, and it downloads it as that particular file name. And I believe what we can do is we go to blob service in this thing here. There's content disposition. So we say mime type image dot mime type split. It still doesn't quite, respect this particular thing in here. So if I say this, and I just go to all. If I go to all, this is this. So in the response header, it says image.php, but it never really, content disposition download by a. File equals file name equals, what do we say? Where it is. I guess we have to say file name. Okay, so let's remove this thing in here. So let's upload a different file. Say share. Now it says image. Okay, so that was wrong where we say this thing. Okay, cool. So let's do another batch in here. Fix content disposition. Okay, cool. Okay. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the download API. Okay, so let's work on the download API, right? This is what we're gonna work on, right? Okay, so let's go to routes.js and router.get download this thing. The first thing I want to do is download. The first thing what I do want to do is console log request pattern. So yeah, so I want to first do this. Can I just do that? And how do you read it? I don't know if you can read it. Request patterns. Yeah, let's try to do this. So we need a new can I duplicate this? Yeah, so we need a new this thing in here. So this is download, this is the get call, and /123. So in here I should be able to see how do you clear out the boundaries. Just gonna close this thing. Okay, so if I send this, it somehow blocks. But yeah, I guess it blocks because we've never sent back a response. So that is why the server is waiting for that like registered nurse, right? /r/n, where until unless you give it for the HTTP protocol, it's not really a close of the this thing here. So that's fine. So let me cancel this. Okay, the params is basically this, so we can simply read this part. That is kind of awesome. So console const id is saying I'm here, right? The question is what if somebody does send this? Cannot get done. Okay, that's awesome. It actually matches the path correctly. So it matches the path correctly. It has to be some kind of value. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next thing what I do want to do is so load block, download block, and this is an ID it returns. So we are doing this. So export default async this thing in. Is that the correct export async? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we have, sorry, this is kind of size offer by name my type. We can do this. Yeah, make this part in this. Cool. So in download blob, the question is how do we download the blob? So in here, first we did was we created a service client, and then we created a service container, container service client, right? So I guess we can copy paste these two things again. Okay, and on the container service client, the download is not an option. Get blob client. So you have to give the blob name, which is basically the ID. And instead of the ID, let's call it the blob name. So, right. So in here, what do you return back? You return back a blob client. Blob client. Blob client dot download to file. I don't want that. I want to download to buffer. So if I look at this thing in here, only available in Node.js. Runtime downloads and Azure Blob in parallel to a buffer. Offset and counts are optional. Downloads the entire if they are not provided. Okay. But you can also give in options. What kind of options do you have here? Abort signal, block size, max retry per block, on progress, conditions, concurrency. I guess for now we're not going to say anything, and we're just going to see this. The question is, what does it return, right? That has to be a good question. So it returns a promise buffer, and this buffer is a usual buffer, right? Yeah, this buffer is a usual buffer. So this is buffer in here. Right here, there's buffer. The question is, how do I forward the buffer? I mean, we can simply return promise resolve buffer, and in here, blob service. What is it called? I don't know. Download. Right. In here, I'm gonna have to say download Bob, and let's call it ID, and counts buffer is this thing. So this also await return response dot status 200, and we can just set in the body and this thing. So let's just see exactly what it does. I'm still not sure, and method expression is not a function type. Same. What do you have to do? Okay, cool. So now if I take this particular ID and paste it here, and if I do a send, okay, so it has some deserialization and things like that. Cool. And error response, blah blah blah, and all of that. Question here is, where did it fail? So if I go here, it's a rest error. Okay, so this is most likely okay. Is there something like a stream in Node.js? There's something like a stream in Node.js. Stream is an abstract interface for working with streaming data in Node.js. The module has this thing: efficiency, streaming process data, blah blah blah. So can I just do write stream? Can I just do a write stream in? Maybe we can ask ChatGPT. So this is what my this thing is, and this is my, how do I make this work? I wanna return the file for download. So I think we can keep working on some of the things in here, which is like header. And for header, I think we can give it some cache control. And if I say blob service and cache control, okay. So we can see this. And dot content this position, and I guess we can, simply copy paste from blob service. It's super close. Nobody cares. Yeah, JSON find a file instead of sending the binary. Check. We're not sending down our headers, blah blah blah. It's better to stream blobs and load the whole thing into memory. Okay. You get all of these stuff in here. You say router.get, you say this thing, you say the blob client is thing, okay. If it exists, otherwise, okay. So you do a get properties on the client itself. Okay. You do a get properties on the client itself. This I think is a really good gradient that it generated. Anyways. So you set the, oh sorry, if it's not set, then you set it to octet string. Set the content length and the file name. Okay, set header content type. Length is not null. You say this thing to string. You say a force download. Yeah, okay. Okay, so first of all, I think this is a good thing in here, where you simply extract things out. So this is upload blob, this is download blob. Okay. Blob client dot exists. Update, and if this is not, then you can simply say turn new error. File not found. Simply say const props. Let's call it method data is basically blob client.get properties, and this is also a promise. Sorry. And also promise. So next thing, what do we do? the set header and things like that. Download. So again, you can say metadata is this and buffer is this. I don't know if this is a good practice in Node.js, but I'm gonna go with this for now. But I have a feeling that it's not a good one. Metadata buffer. Okay, so we gotta set the headers right. Content type is metadata dot content type or application octet string. Okay. Const content length sorry is basically this thing. Metadata dot content and content disposition should be. Now how do we do? Const dot set header content length content length, and then for content disposition the content display. Yeah, okay. Next, what? Next, you can simply say, what the heck is this next? I don't know. But this entire thing has to be in a try catch. Buffer dot readable main body private response. This thing is very let's see if that works. If I go down and if I say this, something went wrong. What I want to do is backend modules.bin on searches. I think for some reason, what is happening? Why is it not logging somewhere? Okay. This file not found. Okay. Refresh. And I want to copy the URL. This has to be the ID. Okay, that is not the correct ID. This is the correct ID. Yes, thing. Now something else went wrong. Invalid header for content disposition. Okay. So we can simply say either this or content that is. So in here, where was the content disposition? I have doubts. So I have my doubts. So let's go like this. It still says something failed. Cannot read properties of undefined. Yeah. So this is not correct. This is not correct at all. It's not correct at all. Okay. I think about it. Exactly how it is. One of the things we can do is, I suppose, one of the things we can. Cool. And the header itself, the response header itself, content type is this. But what if simply I don't do that? So I thought the metadata, we are storing it here, right? We are not storing the metadata. That's the problem. That's the problem. We need to store the metadata. Okay. We have got a blob name and an HTTP request body. You should just say this. Then you have a content length. Okay. Question here is, what is this? What signals blob metadata is a collection of key value to associate with the blob when uploading the blob. We're gonna do this. What is metadata? Metadata is nothing but a property file. Okay, cool. Good. Okay. So let's do this then. metadata and const metadata. So let's just say file name is a file. MIME type is size is a size, and let's just say this. Okay. So in here now we should be getting back stuff. In here now we should be getting back stuff. This I know for sure shouldn't be coming back. So that's pretty much it. In content length, you simply ignore this content type, this application JSON, and even ignore this part. Const MIME type is metadata.MIME type. You can say file name is file. I think we don't even need this. How about this now? It's undefined. That's weird, man. I know. Let's go here. Am I going crazy again? Am I going crazy again? What is wrong? Something went wrong. Please try again. Yeah, but you should be telling me what exactly went wrong. Content length cannot be null or undefined. I don't know if you're getting a content length. What do you want? It's an interface which has all these things, out of which, oh. Okay. my question is, where is this coming from? This is not getting logged. It is somewhere else. Which I'm not sure where exactly. Maybe somewhere here it's failing. Is that so? Sorry. No, let's pull that. Okay. Comes here. Okay, it comes here. Come here. Hold on a second. Options.metadata with the value. This thing must be a type string. Okay. I really don't need the mime file, I believe. I just hit the send. Okay, you get this thing. And if you take this, go here, send. Okay. Now all of this, the header part is a PNG. That works fine. Okay. Let's first log the metadata. First thing first is, why is the file name undefined? I guess because it's called name. So this is undefined. I delete everything in here, go and start uploading a file. Uploading image.png. You need the original name. Finally, fine. Okay. Then here, we don't want this. Now font. So we log the metadata. Let's look at how the metadata is working in here. So the metadata also has an inner metadata, if I understand that correctly. Yeah. Which has these kind of stuff. So const content length could be metadata dot metadata dot size. Remove that and we also have some cache control things. Okay, so we do some cache control and all of that. The question here is, if the contain type is empty, we're simply gonna do metadata dot can simply do application after string. If this is this, then we can say metadata size dot size should be coming, right? In the string format. So you do that, you do that. Okay, you do this thing, then you do the control, and then in here because you have to say that. So content type, content type, content length, content length, and then there is cache control, cache control. Question now is how do I send back the string? Question now is how do I send back the string? That is the question. Yeah, there's still frame drops somewhere in between that happened. I hope the stream is still live. Yeah, the stream is still live, yeah. Cool. Okay. So now I suppose we want to know console object prototype dot type of buffer. I want to know what kind of buffer this is. If I say this, what is it? It's an object. It's an object. But if we want to stream it, buffer, just do that. So this is the buffer. Node.js write buffer as Express. Create a readable stream. Okay. Ooh. You first have to get this readable stream and then readable from. Okay. So port readable from stream. Readable.from buffer. Okay, cool. Suppose this is fine. I don't know how they are. Okay, so they are like alphabetically. Anyways, go back here. This here is an object stream. We look at the body, still get a binary response back, but what we have to do is now I have to go to our this thing here. UI and app.css, app.tsx. In here you have the download image. So the URL is basically Question is where do you call the upload? The upload has been called there, right? So the upload has been called inside drop zone. So if you do the drop zone here, yeah, you do this. It's not great idea, but take it. Okay. This and this. So here's the idea. First of all, here's the idea. Let's remove that. So let's go to app drops and let's call this file drops. Yeah, refactor everything and file drops. File drop zone props. File drops on props. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, file drops on props. You have this thing in here. What I do want to do is sorry. So we gotta get the ID. In here, we gotta set the ID. Set ID is set ID. Okay. Like this. In a set ID. Okay. So const ID equals body.id and set ID const.body.id. Set ID has to be no, my bad. That's what. Okay. And in here, pasta. Okay. Well, what else can it be? So if I now go back here, first upload a file. I click on download this what there is. Okay. Questions, what is the body? Body is readable. Yes. So where's CORS issue? Content type, content length, content position, cache. Gotta be able to read all of these. And in here, I have to be very specific. Content disposition. Let's just say that. And be done. Let's say download. Okay, so you have this. And you have the readable. Question is, how do you even download it, right? Question is, how do you even download it? So, say this thing. Cool. Blob await. Get the blob. Well, I have to. Waiting on this. I go back here. Document.create element A. Okay. File name. Sure. Next, what you're doing is URL dot create object URL on top. toast. Okay, so you create this, and then you create a download file a.href. Let's just see download file. Document.body.append shells a.click. Okay, so we do that. We revoke this particular thing again. While revoke and a.remove. String is not defined. Okay. If I go back, so let me upload this image. Download. Is file name equal to image? Gotta kind of delete that. Split. Let's see. Awesome. I feel awesome. The question is actually cache. Table cache. I go and download again. So it's a specifically fetch call. It's not technically an image call. It's not an image call, and that's a problem. So I cannot cache it. I feel so. But for now, I think we are good. Yeah, for now, I think we are good. Cat has been thrown out of the room and he's crying. Say hello. Hello. Cat could want to cook. Can I want to cook something? Good. Go. Okay. Yeah, I suppose we are good here. Create a download API. Okay, cool. I suppose we are good with this download API. So let's do toasters and stuff like that. So, okay, for toasters and stuff like that, I actually looked at one of the well-known libraries. It's called React Toastify. And we're gonna use that. I've never used this, so I want to learn exactly how to do this thing. Okay, so installation is blah blah blah. Okay, so how do you do it? You create a toaster container and a toast from Toastify, and you say notify toast. Wow, so easy. Button click. You say, oh, that's it. That is it. Let's suppose let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So for every error, we kind of have mm, something called like message, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I have something called message for every kind of an error that you have, and we want to use that particular thing to read wherever you make a particular call, right? So the first thing is we have to install this thing. Let's go to front end. Npm add. Is it add? I think it's add. Add. Sorry. Npm install React post. Cool. So we have done this. We have done this. Now, let's go and create a toast in here. So toast. So toast function toast. Code for this. So how do you do? How do you do? You are importing toast inner and toast from React Toastify. Then what you do? You always have a toast container in app.tsx. I think in here always have to give it a toast container. Yeah. And then I suppose so you don't need this, and I suppose you don't need this at all. Very simple in my opinion, where you can simply say where exactly error, right? Where exactly is it? So you do the fetch call here. If not okay, you have to, but you need some sort of error. Is error, set is error. Initially it's going to be false, and it can only be code. Okay. Let's just say you have a news effect which only runs if this changes. If is error, it's not an error, you don't. Okay. Otherwise what you do? So otherwise the question is what do you do and how do you do it, right? So the question is what do you do and how do you do it? Well, in here I have to say true and return. That's all. That's all. So this has to be basic. That's fine. In here, that is this console log error. Console error could not download image. Construct fix. Okay, cool. Pretty cool in here. And could not copy to clipboard. This is it. Yeah. But here's the thing. If there's an error, what do we do? We need to look at this. There's a toast content, visit data, and then there's options. Error. Yeah. If I upload a file in here, fails something. Net connection issue. Okay, but it didn't give me a toast, but that should be fine because I didn't do it in the upload section, right? So if I go to file drop zone in here, I gotta do the same thing in here. I suppose I gotta do the same thing. What I can do is set is error. Okay, so I can do this, which is basically a error boolean everything. Okay, so now here, where do we find some errors? Right here, right here. So we're gonna set this to true. I'll set this to true. Okay. Yeah, well, that's what it is. So in here, what I can do is let me try to upload another thing. Okay, so it fails with a net connection. That's fine. That is fine. But didn't quite do anything. So maybe I have to do something else. The toast container. Question here is a toast container right here. Okay, set is error. Okay. That didn't quite. Okay. That didn't quite work. So what do we put in the toast? Just say error for now. It's fine. And this use effect will only run. So I want to say console log unexpected, right? Whatever. I don't care what it logs. I just want to see if it logs something. So if I go back here, okay. This is where it fails because it's not reachable, which means you should be getting back a 5. What should we be getting back exactly? Sorry. What should we be getting back exactly? Okay, I think we're live streaming for 2 hours now. Yeah, 92 minutes. It's almost a little bit 2 hours. I'm gonna make a quick break here. I'm gonna make a quick break and I'm gonna be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna be back in 10 minutes. Okay, there is about to be a little bit of frame drop because of my Wi-Fi got messed up a little bit. Can you come back, please? Come back. Okay, I suppose it came back. Okay, I suppose it came back. But yeah, if anybody is watching live, I'll just be back in 5-10 minutes. So okay, and yeah, so yeah, I'll be right back. Hello. Hello. We are back. We are back. And yeah, having a longer break than planned for. But I hope we can get back on track. Good. So, where were we? We are here. Are here. And how do I even test this thing? How do I even test this thing? I have an idea in here. Bob upload Bob service. in Node blob. What if I do this? What if I do this? And then let's actually run it via in here. Okay. The current 500 error. It's not a valid sheet. Okay. So when you do upload a blob, what happens? Where is it getting called from? Getting called from something went wrong. Please try again. Okay. So the question here is, why is this saying this? Do we have to JSON.stringify this part? Now, if I do this, plus. Text section. And this is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. I'm not getting it. Why are you sending this thing here? I do this. Okay. I go and I'm a fucking idiot. That's right. Thank you. That's fine. What if I remove this headers part? Work. I mean, it's gonna send me back this thing, but I do want to know if the content type is application JSON. current type is application JSON, and if I do the same thing, now I do get back proper thing, but in the header, do I get back application JSON? It doesn't show like application. Okay, now it shows like application. Makes sense. Makes sense. So now in my this thing here, does it say unexpected ID? Set error is not a function. Why is it not a function? Okay, cool. Now, set error is not a function. What you're talking about? A bump, bump, a bump. You get this here. Why is it saying the set error is not a function? What exactly is it? What do we pass in here? Yeah, we pass this, and this mine is going crazy now. Honestly, mine is going crazy now. How about, can I do a GSX clip? Well, that is not correct place. Instead of this, what if you say load and does this finally. So okay, we're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna mute this guy. Okay. In here, There's still some error here. Why is there an error here? There's an error here because we don't have this particular thing here. And props also, we have to move that. I think now it's fine. It still gives an error here. Okay, no. So if I upload this, it says upload error. Upload error. Okay. Now here's the thing. Here is so let's say closed. Could not copy report. And we have some options here. If you look at the option, pretty sure it has to be class name on open on close type closed ID, update ID, progress. Is there any so how can I do like upper niche things like that? Position, closed position is, I'm just gonna say bottom right. So say position bottom, okay, and duration is 5 seconds. And duration does not exist. Okay, what does exist? Right to left is the sorry. Yeah. E should be local storage dot get item in. Well, we have to do that here. So if not file, lower file. Okay, so in here I'll say body message something went wrong, please try it later. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with this. I'm gonna go ahead with this. And do we have any frame drops? I have almost 17 frame drops and 60 FPS. Okay. Cool. I think we are in good. I am really sorry. I just switched scenes on my OBS. That stuff. Sorry for that. Okay, coming back to the point where we were actually doing this thing. Let's not flashbang anyone. Go back here. I do this. Says something went wrong. That's fine. So we have to first do this particular stuff in here. where I say I go here. Okay, now everything should be working fine. Just as something went wrong. What a stupid. Sorry. Routes. Okay. So this is not what I want. I want to go back here. If you were able to copy correctly, flows.info URL copy to import. There's an error, and if I go back to here, if I say share, duration I believe a little long. Duration. Object literal may specify properties and duration does not exist. What exactly do you have? Of class name on open on closed type, toast ID, update ID, with a percentage for the control progress bar. Value must be kept progress. Let you know data is useful. Add a delay in MS. Okay. Very common properties. Oh, sorry. I can think of that. Okay, we'll just keep it like that. So here, if there's an error, you can simply say same. Not download image. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Copy the clipboard, this thing is done. I think we're good here. In here, okay. This has to be error. This has to be error. And so if you do upload the file, let's just say let's give it an info. Loaded file successfully. Yeah. And that's pretty good now. Don't have to, if I say download thing, uploaded file successfully. Okay. The only thing here remaining is, so I'm gonna commit integration for upload and download. What I see here, which is pending as of today, is handling errors is still done. I mean, not badly. I want to do the progress part. So in here, I believe is what I have to do is so we need some sort of state. Const is is uploading, set is uploading, and let's say this is right. And the question here is, how do you even, like, how does it even look when you try to do this upload thing, right? So if I go to continue challenge, not flashbang, this is what it is supposed to be. Oh, this entire thing is this entire thing is gonna be like this. Okay. It's completely white. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just see. So we can see a component as, okay, this is, okay, that is fine. So we can say progress container CSS. Okay, function progress container. Quick point here is, yeah, no, that's fine, because when you start uploading, yeah, when you start uploading, it just feels that, okay, you still want to do this locally. Still want to do this locally. I don't want to get into so much details. Like, technically speaking, I should be doing that, but I mean, who cares, right? So here's the problem. Here is the problem. I'm gonna take this up. App.tsx. Question is why. The reason why I want to do this is, technically speaking, I render the outer container here. I render the outer container here and not somewhere down. So what I want to do here is that this is this, and yeah, okay. Now in here, just to give it a understanding that, okay, there is something upload going on here, because it might be very fast for my local system. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to say attach. It's not uploading. There's this. Suppose in here you also have to give it a fragment. Let's give it a fragment, and then here, let's just say load. Ooh. Go here. So it just came for a fraction of a second, I believe. But the real question is, how do I even time out? The real question is, how do I even time out? Sorry. How do I even time out this thing? So I can go to file drop section in here, and in here set timeout. You do this after this many seconds. Can I do that? Okay, but this came immediately, which I do not want. Yeah, I do not want this, right? Question here is how we're going to do that. But yeah, I think I'm already streaming for almost 2 hours now, and I'm gonna take a break today. I'm gonna think this through. I already have some ideas where I can just extract it out and put it inside finally. And you know, on the above sections, I just say what is the message that I'm gonna log. That's all. I mean, we can do that, I suppose. So once you do that, all you gotta say is message is this. I can't do const. Have to let message this. And message is this. Here too. Message is this thing in here. So now in here you can see let is success equals false. Only time you say success is true. So this is saying return. Even though if you say return, this is gonna get executed, right? So that should be fine here. And so if is success post.info message, and for options saying this, and so this is else. Now I'm at this particular stage where I'm just making things work somehow. I'll be very honest, just making it work somehow. The coding is really yeah. Okay, cool. But what if I go to my backend service, and if I go to Blob Storage, I say throw new error. That's all. I go back. What happens now? Something went wrong, please try again. Okay, cool. That is cool. Yeah, I suppose this is how it's gonna be. And for now, this is just something that I'm gonna, keep it here. You can see this. Okay. No file loaded. I want a full stop, honestly. I mean, it just looks like an end of sentence. Otherwise, it's just like blank. Very, very honest. Very, very honest here. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay. So in here, this. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. That's fine. What I do want to do now is it getting called twice? Okay. Cool. The question here is how do I do the progress, because I need to know a certain percentage of when that progress is happening. I need to go in that particular time span to sync. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna give it a break for today. I'm gonna stop streaming here. It's already 10 in my time, and I suppose what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and continue this tomorrow and see if we can complete the other 3 things, which is very important. And then for deployment, I believe that should be a more fairly simple thing, except security stuff. So I shouldn't say it's gonna be simple. So let's, yeah. Meanwhile, thank you so much. So yeah, before that, quickly, I'm gonna have to do this, fix toaster messages. So I have put in a progress bar as stuff, and I'm gonna create a progress container and things like that. And I'm also gonna extract this particular thing out. Yeah, I'm gonna extract all of these things out in a separate container, in a separate component, and then also create this thing out. Okay, so maybe we can do that immediately. So in here, so in the drop zone, we can say file drop zone container by, or rename this guy A6. So I can go back here, and from here, not here, from here to here, everything needs to go. The function in your complete file drops from container, run this thing for default in here. So let's import this. Okay. So before that, file drops on container. Okay, cool. Now I gotta make a bunch of changes, honestly. Now I gotta make a bunch of changes. So what all things you need? So you need set location. Question here is nobody else is using set location, so we can simply take these things and push it here. Feels good. Take this and this and push it here. This is interesting. This is interesting because take this. Question here is why do I have that? But yeah, so let's just quickly upload this so I don't. There's location being used by the function. Let's actually take the functions. Move it here. Take this. File drop sort data drops. Can I just create the interface? What are you trying about? Duplicate function location. Okay, that works. This also works. Here. However we want to find it from here. Let's quickly see if the UI still works. Okay, something went wrong because of the fact that we actually committed a wrong thing. Cancel. Okay, cool. Loaded file successfully. That is. Okay. And here is one. Okay. So technically speaking, I should be having file drop zone container.css, and in here create a file. So let's look at this app.css. I believe starting from outer container, everything has to go here. And this is this. All I'm thinking is the progress bar. All I'm thinking is the progress bar, right? And for the progress bar, how do I do this? I think honestly I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I don't want to spend time now. Specifically, I also want to know where this particular color is being used, which I don't see anywhere, honestly. Yeah, maybe in this, but I'm not sure, because if I do a color pick in here, 3762E3, 3762E3, it's not close with this. So I'm most likely gonna go with this part. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna quickly do a commit in here. Refactor. Yeah, as usual. That is not wow. That is not what I wanted to show. Yeah, so the project is here. It's 10 comments to now. I don't know what the heck is. 10 comments to now. Nonetheless, yeah, if this session has been helpful, and if you like the session, if you enjoy the session, and you want me to continue working on this, you want me to continue working on software, do give it a like, share it with the people that you know about. Okay, would be interested in this kind of things, and GitHub link is here. I do have a community which is on, which you can find here in my description of the Discord link. You can come and join there. We can hang out. We can actually discuss things about software. We can actually discuss, things about engineering, and yeah, but just hang out if needed. And then when I come live, you would be knowing that I'm live and you can hang out. So this is basically a platform which I'm thinking of using for creating a community so that we can help each other grow. So yeah, if you think it's gonna be helpful, do join. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna log off now. It was a good session. It was a productive session. I learned a couple of things which is quite helpful to me. Specifically speaking, that okay, like how to do proxy and things like that. I mean, it's kind of like obvious that how you do the proxy, whether when you simply have a backend and you can proxy it. But other than that, you know how to work with blobs and how to download a particular blob from the backend has been quite helpful. From the UI has been quite helpful. That has been a new learning. So yeah, thank you so much, and thank you everyone who joined. And yeah, bye bye. Good night.